pets are the bridge and the doorway to that. They help open the human heart to something beyond the self, which in turn is a spiritual moment for the human being. For you are quite good at loving or accepting that which looks like you, and you actually need to go far beyond that to enter multidimensional oneness, which we will talk about shortly. And so pets are a wonderful bridge to not only the other world, but to love. They are a bridge to a purer part of you that is a little more free of your mind, where you recognize the vulnerability and the strength in these beings that bring you so much joy. And it reminds you of a true bond that still has dependency, by the way. Some of you idealize your pets a little too much. They are dependent on you, so of course they are bonded to you. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's how life works. That's how humanity works. But what we are saying to you is those bonds can be so deep and can be so healing for those of you who are aligned with animals in that way. For it is free of some of the human drama, human conflict, and human restriction. It is a very pure relationship that many of you get to have. So we just wanted to take a moment to ask you to sit with and consider your relationships with your pets and animals in a slightly wider way. For there is so much
Deliciously
going on in
delightful.
there,
I
those
love that name.
relationships, just
Hello.
as there is with other human beings. The difference is they are wired
I
for the
swear, Jack
sensory.
was just laying there
They can't not
until I
be
came in
wired
here
for
and
the
started
sensory. And
talking.
the only time
And that's when he starts this
pets'
itching
senses get
and this
shut down
biting.
in a way that is,
Yes,
shall we
I'm
say,
talking to
detrimental,
you, sir.
is when they are
He
over
goes to the
controlled,
groomer today. Her name is
over
Kimmy,
contained,
and I love Kimmy.
or
But
we will say
Kimmy's a
over
no-nonsense
pampered.
kind of girl.
When they have
And she told
been so
me
reduced in their
if Jack
faculties
didn't
to look after
behave, she would have
themselves,
no problem getting rid
they
of him.
don't have to pay attention to
Before she
anything.
even took him, she told
They
me
can
that.
become what you might call
She
a
said the
little
only dog that ever got
zombified
her
in
in the
their
face
awareness,
was
or
an
they don't
Irish
have to
setter.
do anything. Now, the role of the pet is already a reduction somewhat for the animal that used to
So
be
we
roaming
have to
in
take
the
Jack over to
outside world,
Kimmy's today,
fending for
and she's
itself,
going to
is
see all these
suddenly
knots
domesticated.
and all these
But
mats,
what we
and
will
I'm
tell
going
you
to be
is
in big
this:
trouble.
domestication of many of
I'm
your
just going to
animals and
tip
your
her really
pets
well
gives them
ahead
an
of time.
entirely experience of consciousness, entirely different experience of consciousness. Gives them a chance to have a very different experience of who they are and elevate their own consciousness in a different way.
Jessica, you've been up all night. Are you home?
Outside world. Not better, not worse.
Hi, Drip. Good morning. Hi, Rosa.
So, well, it
Brooklyn,
is not
hello.
always the case that
Yes,
all
okay.
pets
Really glad you're home.
know
Really,
which
really,
humans
really
they
glad
are
you're
going
home.
to. Anyone who chooses to be in and around a pet that incarnates is having a fascinating view of the human, meaning the teams of guides that are around pets are a little different, but it is a wonderful way to observe the human being when you see them in
I am in
relationship
big trouble
with a pet.
today.
So some of the
Oh,
guides
Jessica.
who have spent time with
Guess
humans
who's
and
coming
their
home
pets
today?
stay on the side of the pet so as to observe human interaction. And this can inform a great deal about love. And
You don't
many,
feel good,
before
but
they
you're
have
home.
reincarnated as a human being, have spent time observing this.
Have you ever done any of Deepak Chopra's
access a little more of the purity of heart
meditations?
and of love that exists in those relationships?
And I'll tell you
before
why I ask.
incarnating, so as to hopefully bring a little more purity of heart and love.
Deepak does this meditation where he really gets you to focus, and Yogi's been starting to do it, if you notice, where you put your focus on a certain body part, and when you put your focus, you pay attention to that part, you can pay attention so much that all you feel is that big toe that you're focusing on. You don't feel anything else in your body. And I got really good at that. Let me check and see if you have heard of it or done that before. No. So the reason I'm telling you this, Jessica, is I found that it was a good way to understand that I can control my pain. Even if it's very short bursts, I never worked with it anymore, but I did see how it opens up an ability to take your focus away from your pain, your acute pain, and put it on a body part that it's experiencing no pain. It's just being a big toe. My daughter is on her, well, she's not on her way. She stopped to sleep. She's about an hour away. But I'll see if she can remind me where I found. I just went to his daily podcast. I was hanging out on some podcast application, and I found him there. I'm sure he's available on anywhere you can get a podcast, and it was free. Good morning, Mr. Dollar City. Thank you so much for the like. It's good to see you. Jessica says, congrats, Kat. I'm so happy for you. Thanks, Jessica. I am too. I'm trying to get you know how you think about things you wanna do when you see your kids again? I'm trying not to set myself up because I know she has her own dang life. But if she gets bored and needs to go do something, I have ideas. Like a powered paraglide fly-in. Doesn't that sound like freaking fun? I'm gonna call them today and see if I can live stream from there. Wouldn't that be really cool? Oh my gosh. I'll be too chicken. I'll chicken out. That's how I am. I feel like it would be fun, but then I wonder, it's really hot out. How long are you going to be able to hang out there? But maybe it'll be in the shade, or maybe I'll be having so much fun I won't notice. Oh, these are the things that go on in my mind. So, Jessica, do you just hang out on YouTube? What do you do when you're awake all night, my friend? Jessica says, well, tonight there was a few people live. And she says, where? It's in, if you're talking about the powered paragliding fly-in, it's an annual event called the Moonshiners Fly-In. And it's in Johnson City, Tennessee. But the reason, so weird, right? Okay, I was sitting in my backyard and all these magical things were happening. These two twin, that's redundant, right? Two twins. These twin fawns just, I mean, were so close to me in my backyard. They were amazing. And then, like almost at the same time, a powered paraglider goes by. And I was like, is this real? Am I hallucinating? And then the next day I heard on the radio that they were in for this fly-in. And I guess I didn't state that I got turned on to powered paragliding maybe a year ago. I caught somebody on YouTube, and he does trips from mountaintop to mountaintop in my area in the Appalachian Mountains. So I always thought it was really, really cool, and I thought I would really love to do that. It's expensive, right? So that's why I just discount it. But then yesterday on the radio, they announced it, and I was like, huh, maybe I'll go hang out. Hi, Carl. I'm sorry. I'm so excited about this thing. I need to just go do it. Not go do it, but go have fun and watch. Jessica says, "Well, sometimes I just read." What do you like to read, Jessica? Yeah, Jessica, it was just, I need to talk more about those good things because I would definitely like more. I was so tired. Listen, my kids have been gone since February. So since then, my abundance has spread and encroached their areas. And I was so tired last night, and I was like, I gotta clean up all my stuff out of their bedrooms. And I just couldn't. I fell asleep. So this morning, I woke up at 1, started running around. Still, the house is a disaster. I think they'll be quite shocked. Carl, how are you today, my friend? Have you seen anything magical lately? Oh, he said it doesn't sound magical to me. Well, it was just a very beautiful experience for me. Just one beautiful thing after another. I just got a little nudge. I had been asking for some signs, but I was getting signs before I asked for the signs. Jessica says, it's hard to pick one thing I like to read because I read so much. You know what okay, so my garbage reading list is like historical romances. That's like pure enjoyment. And Stephen King, I went through that teenager stage and young person stage where I really, I do still love Stephen King. I'm just not into being scared. I don't remember who I last read. I haven't sat down to read since I lived in Elizabethton, which was, well, I think I remember it was 2010 was the last time I sat down to read a good book. Now I have a real aversion to it for some silly reason. I miss it. You know what it is? I just realized I feel in my mind there's so much I should be doing instead of sitting around reading a book. But that's just that's just something I kind of fight with, I guess. Anyways. I'm glad you get that. I mean, I don't think that's the truth. I think read books. Like if it was my kid, I do have one kid in particular who was just like me, and she still is. I love that. I mean, I think that's what keeps her going, is just being able to go into that imaginary world, creating in her mind. That can't be bad. Lee Sung Soon TV. You know, it wouldn't be a good morning without seeing Lee Sung Soon TV. Good morning, my friend. Thank you for the like. And Lee Sung Soon is asking for some support. Hi, Random. Good morning. Random said, the one and only true Random is back. Well, welcome back. Well, it's morning for me. Is it morning for you? Well, that's 2 a.m. a.m. is morning. It's 3 here. But I suppose if you're continuing on from the evening, you might be a little confused. Random says, I thought it was 6 p.m. Or morning is 6. I'm very confused now. You could have sworn it was 6. Maybe you've been through a time jump. However that may have occurred. Random says, I'm confused now. Where are you at, Random? Why are you confused? Stop it, you're making me confused. Now I'm questioning everything. Oh my gosh. Everything I knew was a lie. I understand how Truman felt. Jessica says, maybe go back to bed and try again. Random, you're hilarious. Maybe you are. Who's to say? Maybe you've just been projected here. You're just a hologram. Have you not heard? This is the place where that happens. Mm-hmm. Boy, you could start going down some rabbit holes, right? Oh, arm just high. Good for you.
But animals are meant to go with you. You are seeing at the moment a great deal of extinction events that do not need to be happening and that have been somewhat manipulated. So as more of that is understood in the coming decades, there will be even more of it.
Jessica says, if you're in Mars, I'm in trouble. Or you're on Mars, I'm in trouble. No, no, he's just a hologram. Like from Star Trek. He's not really here. It's just a projection. Haven't you been listening? That's what A Course in Miracles is all about.
You are quite good at loving or accepting that which looks like you.
Nino, good morning. Carl says, I'm a stranger. You know, Carl, I was listening to something the other day about people. What was I listening to? Oh my gosh, they were talking about people who feel like they don't belong here. What was I listening to? Oh my gosh. I have no idea. But I thought of you, Carl. I thought of people like you who feel like they don't belong. And I love you, Carl. Random says, I'm not a hologram. I swear I'm high. Cool. I don't know what those are. I hit 13 blinkers. I'm seeing galaxies. Awesome. I love it. Jessica says, Carl, you're not a stranger.
In a slightly wider way, for there is so much going on in those relationships, just as there is with other human beings.
Random says, I am.
They are wired for the sensory. They can't.
Jessica says that means he is completely stoned cat, and Random says yes.
Senses get shut down in a way that is, shall we say, detrimental. Is when they are over controlled, over contained, or we would say over pampered. When they have been so reduced.
Random says yes, what Jessica said. I'm going to hit 20 more. Wow. Why though? If you're already there, why? I know it's like a compulsion, but why? These are the questions I ask myself. Jessica says, considering one blinker scares me, I'll stick to flower. She says it's not good. Random says, I'm finna see multiverse. Okay, but don't ruin a good buzz, man. If you're already there and having a good time, why? Don't take the chance of ruining it.
Well, it is not always the case that all know which humans they are going to. Anyone who chooses to be in and around.
Random says, I need more.
Is having a fascinating
more.
Meaning the teams or
I need to rule the universe.
that are around pets are a little different, but it is a wonderful way to observe the human being when you see them in relationship with a pet. So some of the guides who have spent time with humans and their pets stay on the side of the pet.
Jessica says, gotta learn when enough is enough. And you know how we learn? By testing it out. Some research and development, I think they call it in AA. Random says, there is no such thing as enough. But there is. You Random. You're my definition of enough. In a good way. Yes, Jessica says there is such a thing as enough when you use it as medicine. Pat, hello. Random says, yes, I am.
To be able to fully love another being in spirit, not necessarily because they are a human, is to be able to trust, know, and love spirit. And that is what the bonds between species help you represent and create. You get to create multidimensionality. You get to create.
Pat says it's good to see everyone. It's good to see you, Pat. How are you? I'm a little spacey this morning, so forgive me. I find myself drifting off quite a bit. Unless I'm talking about powered paragliding. Don't get me started again. Nino, I think I'm going to charge $100. It's going to be $100 super chat, and since I don't have super chat, I have Venmo. That's how much it's going to cost for me to torture my dog like that again. Because that's a lot of energy for me to expend having to calm him down again. And I already know, as soon as my kids get here, he's going to be over the moon excited. Oh, he might be at the groomers. It depends on when they get here. Nino's laughing.
Hello, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in. And what we have prepared for you today is an excerpt from a 1-hour Q&A session that I just did with my guides, Disease. So as part of the How to Channel and Why course, it came to me that I wanted to pose to them 10 questions about channeling, about what it is, why does it exist, how does it affect our physical body, are there negatives that we need to pay attention to?
Pat says doing good. I'm sorry I missed that. Random seeing Milky Ways, and they look so beautiful.
Doing this work for 20 years, I get asked a lot of the same questions, and so I start to notice, oh, these are the questions that we're most interested in as people. But then some of the questions I came up with because of my own awareness of how
Jessica says it's been a long night. Do you think you're going to be able to sleep after yogis?
might want to experience through this
Or maybe before?
conversation where I get to ask my own guides.
Or do you set yogi up as like, okay, after yogis, I'm just doing it?
We have chosen a few here for you as an excerpt from this module, and we hope you enjoy it. You know, if this inspires you to take the course, we would love to have you join us. How to Channel and Why is a comprehensive journey through how to channel, how to bring it into your life, how to work with it, the information that comes through, how to have a good balance of letting it enhance your life, become something that can be an ally and a guide to you on a daily basis.
What is the date?
In the course, and for those of you
Jessica says, I don't think so, not today. Well, good. If you can get sleep earlier, you should, for sure. Today is not June, right? It's July. It's July 29th.
welcome. Good. A pleasure to be here with all of you, and pleasure to experience how you begin to embody and interact with your own form of communication with higher consciousness. So we are aware.
No, he's not a golden retriever.
And we will answer those questions and perhaps add a few other layers of our own. So we will hand it over to
Jackson Irish setter.
Wendy now.
Please, why does channeling exist?
Ha, this is a
Jessica is home. Yes, yay.
and why do you as humans have
Carl says you all talk about subjects I don't like. I'm so sorry, Carl. I know, it's interesting, right? You like planes and trains, and I admire them. but I like powered paragliding better than planes. How are we friends? I don't know. I just know I love you so much, Carl. If you want to talk about something, let's go. What should we talk about? Nino, coffee. I have eaten coffee today. And hello, Big Banana TV. Oh, Pat says, well. Oh, hello. Big Banana TV is a friend from Flora Undisa. I love Flora. I just love her name. I love saying her name. Hello, friend. Let me go and subscribe to you. If I can be a big girl and pull up your channel. You know who you look like a little bit? You look a little bit like Goga. Do you know Goga? I think Flora told me you guys know Goga. Aw, Big Banana says, thanks for the love. We love you in Kenya. Aw. Yay. I love you guys. You do know Goga. You look a lot like Goga. Pat says, I like all dog breeds. Man's best friend. I was just listening to, I don't know if you've ever heard of Lee Harris. He's a channeler. And he did a special on pets and how they move the energy in your house, especially the floors. They keep the energy circulating on our floors. It's really interesting. And so many other things. Like, well, they take on our personalities, but only when they're with us. I didn't realize it was the only when we're with us part. That's interesting. And, you know, that you can tell a lot about the owner by the dog. I don't know. It's much deeper, but it was really interesting. Man's best friend. I know, you know. I just can't say enough good things about dogs. Jessica says dogs are amazing. Jessica would know. Hey Jessica, what would stop you from getting a dog as a pet? I think the only reason, like, I would definitely put a new dog. Oh, let's not talk about paying for dogs, okay? Unfortunately, there's not very many Irish setters in pounds, but I will do some due diligence before I get my next Irish setter. But my only reason I don't is because I'm not here to potty train. And I just don't want to set us up for failure. Oh, Jessica says nothing now. Awesome. The landlord. Pat agrees. You're right, Jessica. They are amazing. Nina says, haha. Jessica says, I'm going to the shelter to adopt a new baby when I heal. That's so exciting, Jessica. Carl says, no more Irish setters. You know, Carl, I had a really strong urge the other day. I've had it before and it was just kind of funny and a kind of a dream, but I had this really strong urge to just, the vet said to me, I don't see Irish setters anymore. And I was like, dang it, I gotta fix that. I've got to bring the redheads back. So Carl, I'm thinking it might be my personal mission in life to bring Irish setters back. You're welcome. But I won't take any action until I see a sign, until I get some confirmation. Till I meet somebody at the store who's an Irish setter breeder, who has an extra one they want to give to me. They want to support my quest. What do you think about that, Carl? I'll call it, well, I already have a name for it, but in private we'll call it Carl's Setters for you. Carl's Red Setters. I hear my neighbor's dog barking. There's a lot of deer moving. Jessica says, great name, Cat. Thanks. But it'd be a private name, because I've already decided on Ginger Acres. I'm going to use it somehow. We'll name the doggy shelter after Carl. That's what we'll do. Good morning, Maddie. Thanks, Jessica. Figured I'd be posh and name my property. Doesn't cost anything to name your property. Hi, Maddie. I was over at Nikki Lee's this morning, and I heard a little bit about Chloe, but I didn't quite catch all of it. I heard she has 7 more weeks to go, and that's really all I heard. That prayers. I heard there was prayers being offered up for her. So do you care to tell us what's going on? Oh, don't pick on Carl. Better not pick on my Carl. I would not let anybody pick on you, Carl, not in front of me. I don't know. I'm waiting for Carl to tell me. Hey Carl, how's your weather today, my friend?
Forces on Earth who wanted you to, shall we say, think less of yourselves and your potential.
Here we go.
So, as you move
Maddie said Chloe had her back broken when she was 17.
more and more of you
She was don't.
recognize the dysmorphic
She has lost 60% of her spine
as a whole.
and has titanium rods implanted. She has sciatica, pelvic girdle problems, as well as a.
What they are. They have come to believe that they are what they are told they are.
It's really horrifying, Maddie. I'm so sorry for her. I'm so proud of her for being able to move on and just be the wonderful person she is through it all.
That says something loving, that says something supportive. Not many of you were raised to be loving and supportive to yourself. So, when you are in alignment in your channeling,
Start to say hello.
supportive and helpful toward you, that for many is its own
Thanks for watching.
game changer. Immediately, your frequency shifts. You have an ally inside yourself. You have a voice that you can access from inside and through yourself that can be supportive.
Aw.
So this connects people deeply to the realm
I hope you're well.
and helps people recognize they are more than just human, that you are also part of spirit, and you are walking that path every day. There are many on Earth who have remembered this. There are cultures that have fought to preserve this knowledge, but there are also cultures on Earth that have fought to hide
Coffee
this
Cake, good
knowledge,
morning.
destroy
So good
this
to see
knowledge,
you.
conceal this knowledge, to see
How are you?
disconnected a human can be from their spirituality. So, for all of you, the reason that channeling can feel so good in the moment you experience it is a part of you that remembers a forgotten world, a forgotten universe, gets to come back. The immediate, shall we say, gratification.
So with Maddie, she has sciatica pelvic girdle problems, as well as a sore back.
The immediate gratification.
The baby is measuring 36 weeks and she's only 32 weeks. So she has a scan tomorrow. It's most likely amniotic fluid. I don't know how she could even find trust in another person. She is very strong-willed. Well, thank goodness for that. Coffee Cake says, I'm doing okay. I'm up late. I napped way too long today. LOL. And y'all? How is everybody? I'm well, Coffee Cake. I woke up this morning and was pleasantly surprised to find it was my day off. That was nice. Really nice. And Matt is sending Coffee a heart.
For you might be all-consuming. It might seem enormous what you are dealing with or grappling with or learning or experiencing.
Carl says, hi, Tracy and Tina. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Tina.
A little light going off.
Carl, are you okay, my friend?
This moment in time. And we see the continuum of all of your lights and how they make up the journey of the soul.
Maddie says, hi, Carl. Good morning.
Journey of the soul and the journey of the
Adam, hi, percolated fish. Adam says, hello, everyone. You have a crowded house cat at 2 a.m. in the morning. Wow, I didn't even notice. Oh no, and I'm stage fright. Don't look. How are you, Adam? It's good to see you.
And you will return to source, and your soul will calibrate to every experience that you have had here and decide whether or not it is going to reincarnate in the future. But for now, you are here. So for those who resonate with channeling and connect with it, it enhances your life in a myriad of ways.
I think about the feng shui in my bedroom right now just because of all the people that come to my bedroom energetically through the phone. It's quite an overwhelming thought, but I have Jack. Jack's a energy neutralizer.
Bringing it back to your humanity
I'm glad you're doing good, Adam. Oh, Matt says, hit the like button, please. Thank you, Maddie.
To be open to walk with spirit in the future. And for many, you start to become more aligned with your
So how do they treat too much amniotic fluid, Maddie? Did they say if that's the case, what they would do?
letting go of that which is not, and starting to reclaim your spiritual relationship. Many, when they first have a spiritual awakening, whether that was through channeling or some other,
I just can't even attempt to say your name.
extraordinary for a while.
MM, hello.
Like a ceiling or a sky that was black and white suddenly becomes technicolor, and everything is wonderful and alive. And then there comes the path of
Adam says, I don't see any poison arrows. Maybe if you got a waterfall.
let go of your humanity, but to allow
Maddie says, I'm not sure, Kat. I don't think they can do anything. They may induce her early. Okay, well, as I heard other people saying, I'll definitely keep her in my prayers today. And every day, you know. I love you guys.
spiritual lens more consistently, your vibration increases and you start to have what we would call an easier path through some of your life lessons. It doesn't necessarily take away the challenges in their entirety.
I'm glad you don't see anything, Adam. I don't feel anything. I feel very good here.
Universal reason why you might be experiencing something, rather than simply going into the contracted human viewpoint of why you might be experiencing something. So essentially, your own spirit can grow and deepen and widen.
Percolated fish. Eminem says hello to Eminem, whose name we just can't say, but we wanted to say hello back to you.
Any way you are going to deeply spiritually connect.
Thank you, Z's. What advice would you give to people new to channeling?
We would say, go in with curiosity, be skeptical. Yes, be skeptical.
Percolated fish says babies have fun, or babies have fun, or babies are fun. I love babies, especially when now I'm at the age where it's like I love babies, especially when I can give them back. I spend time with them when they're happy. Maddie says back in a moment. Okay. Yeah, babies are like the sunshine in my day at work sometimes. Just having some meaningful eye contact, a smile behind mom's back.
Perhaps how your human mind wants to see or interpret or act upon your channels. This is why we say Lee is an advocate of these words.
Big Banana TV says, I love babies too.
Keep looking back at it and see if you see other
And
layers.
Big Banana, because you're a friend of Flora's, I'm going to,
You might channel 3 sentences for
there it
yourself
is.
that look one way on a day that you're feeling angry or annoyed.
Big Banana, I made you a standard mod just so you can subscribe to others and others can see you easier and subscribe to you, my friend.
The other thing we will say is understand that channeling opens you to a frequency of love. So when you are locked on to a useful, loving, helpful channel, whether that's a guide, whether that's your soul, whether that's the voice of your higher
Adam
self,
says, I did detailed reading of my ex-wife's house, which used to be mine also, and it was eerily accurate. Nice.
start to
Interesting.
shift the way you perceive yourself.
And Coffee Cake says, hi, Banana. Jessica says, my little niece is here and she is the sweetest. Oh, that's wonderful.
Human relationships in your life.
And there is no F's, no frills. Hello. Thanks for the heart. Big Banana says, you say you know Goga and who? I don't know who. Goga. I know, right? Percolated Fish says, how can we not subscribe to Big Banana TV? No F's given. Hello. Thank you so much, Maddie. And Big Banana says, thanks. Let me connect. Awesome. Jessica, how old is she, Jessica? She says she's getting to be very tall. Hello, nowhere to hide. There's the nomad. There's Lee's heartless nomad. And Percolated Fish says, where are you from, Big Banana? And there's commented deleted. Percolated Fish says, when I grow up, I'm going to move to South America. Will that ever happen? I don't feel grown up. Generally. I guess sometimes I do, but not always. Oh, 5 months old. Nice. Adam said to Jessica, is your niece awake?
How to channel and why is my video masterclass on channeling and how.
All right, Lee Harris, we're done. I'm breaking up with you for now. We could use some of that. Adam says, I don't know if I'll ever grow up. Jessica says, no, she's sleeping. And Big Banana says, aquarium connected. Please return tomorrow. The banana. Jessica says she is a good baby, very content. Jessica, you know, it made me think of my kids. One, they were so opposite. One was my first one. She had a lot of was it colic? Am I thinking horses? I don't know. She was just very uncomfortable as a baby. And so it was hard to bond with her. I was so nervous. And with my second one, it was an instant bond. And just, I really appreciate having the two. And having one experience and not really knowing what it could be until I had my second. It was really beautiful. Big Banana has reached out to everybody and says, come back and hang out with him. Them? Assumptions, right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? I listen to different people and I realize we all have these words we use over and over again. Like, am I right? Or right? Matt says Jack is chilled this morning. Jessica says right. Oh, he heard you, Maddie. He says, this is what I think about what you said to me. Look at his big old chest. So interesting. Adam says, I had 2 boys, 5 years apart. The early years were awesome. They still talk to me, so the old years are pretty good too. That's awesome. I didn't think about that. At least they still talk to me. Something must have been okay. Maddie says, double tap Jack's collar, see if he awakens. If not, drop a like. That's pretty clever. And Adam says, Big Banana, I want to know what you think about my blind painting video. I haven't seen that, Adam. I'll have to check that out. Did Big Banana tell you they're from Kenya? They're friends of my friend, Flora Undisa. And I just love saying that name. Yes, Adam. Big Banana says, coffee, I love your chord song. Lady Sky, good morning. Lady Sky, I thought about you yesterday when I was in the grocery store. I was grabbing food. And I thought about that and I was like, man, sometimes I don't have that extra cash to buy stuff to make fun stuff. That's just, womp womp. But I did think about you. Big Banana TV says, yes, I am from Kenya, Africa. Percolated Fish says, Jessica, I think you're a night owl or maybe nightingale. Aw. Big Banana TV says, you love my name. I think it's awesome. Is he? Yeah, I guess he was peeking. Adam says, I would love to visit Kenya. Me too. I told Flora that I would like to come, not as a missionary, as so many do, but as a friend. I just can't get enough of saying I love Flora. And so many people I've met and heard of from Kenya are just so lovely, so from the heart. How could you not want to be around that or in that place? Percolated Fish says Kenya has the best bananas. Maddie says, any plans on your day off, Kat, or just going with the flow? Maddie, my daughter's an hour away. She stopped to sleep, but she'll be coming in. So I'm just gonna, yeah. I had to get Jack to the vet. That's my only thing, and I have to pick him up too. Don't forget picking him up. So I'm just gonna go with the flow. I mean, I have things to do, but I'm gonna, as they come, take it as it comes. I was talking earlier about how I've had to clean out what did I call it? Oh, my abundance. My abundance has spread out into areas that do not belong to me, otherwise known as their bedrooms. So I had to run around cleaning up bedrooms this morning. So I have a challenge trying just to clean today too. And then powered paragliding. Powered paragliding is on my agenda. I may have given up the water for powered paragliding. I haven't decided yet. I might do both. I might do nothing. Adam says, pretty fond of Ethiopian coffee. You know, I don't know that I've ever tried. My kids have been over to Kenya. And I remember the stories they told me, but not well enough to remember about the food exactly, except for that they were fed very, very well. Very, very hospitable. Jessica says, I think I forgot how to sleep at night. That's possible. Lady Sky, I did not buy the frozen mud pie stuff because I'm on a little bit of a budget. I have a driveway that's going to, thankfully I have the money to pay for the driveway, but it's going to make things, I got to be very careful with my words and thoughts. No, I did not buy it yet. Yet. I wanted to, and I thought of you. The point was that I thought of you. Matt says, have a nice day off with your daughter, Cat. Thank you. Adam says, I think everybody should have a little sunshine every day, Jessica. Besides that, I embrace my erratic sleep patterns. If you, yeah, I mean, fighting anything doesn't accomplish anything. It only gives you more things to fight. So Adam's right on with embracing and, you know, encouraging. Jessica, you know, Jessica has the tools. But she just went through surgery, so her body's really recovering. And she should just do whatever her body's telling her to do. Right? She says, I sleep when I can. Adam is asking Jessica if she's a country girl. Carl, did I say goodbye? Goodbye, Carl. I love you, Carl. Thank you for coming by, Carl. I've been reading chat without my glasses today. Go me. Yogi keeps talking about, well, he hasn't spoken about it in a while, but he spoke about eye yoga. I'd like some of that, please. Jessica says, I used to be Adam, but I'm stuck in the city now. And Jessica says, have a good day, Carl. And Adam says, Carl, you're so quiet with your fingers. He is. And Adam says, I'm sorry to hear that, Jessica, unless you really love the city. Squirrel Sniper says, I cover myself in ash so I can always sleep like a log. You're funny. And Jessica says, no, not really. And then Squirrel Sniper says, Grand Risings all. Good morning, Sniper. Carl says, I won't have a good day. Well, my friend, you sound very determined, but I hope that you change your mind. And I love you. Adam says, Squirrel, I'm going to have to try that sometime. Will you video it? That'd be a great short. You could do long form video and make some shorts of it, out of it. And Adam says, Carl, may you find that diamond moment in an otherwise dreary day. That's lovely. I'm always looking for diamonds and squirrels. Anything shiny, really. Oh, hi, Jack. Jack, oh no. He said, come closer, my friends. Pat says, see everyone next live. Hey, Pat, thank you so much for coming by. You're very quiet, too, in the background. I appreciate you. He's got to go get some rest. They've got to go get some rest. And good night. Good night, Pat. Jessica says, have a good day, Pat. You guys are all so kind. Here, Jack. Let's move your face out of the chat. What do you think? I love you that much. Pat said, I was just listening. Much love, everyone. Good night. Stay blessed. You too, my friend. Thank you. Jackie Poo's gonna be really tired tonight. It's gonna be so shiny. It'll be so shiny. And not so stinky. He's a good boy. Adam says, has anyone in this chat ever fasted for health or spiritual reasons? Not on purpose. Not me, not on purpose. I do my own natural fasting. How about you, Adam? I've heard you can, I've heard of all the benefits. Some spiritual benefits too, I guess. I'm just way too Goldilocks to be uncomfortable. Adam says, supposedly the real health benefits kick in after 72 hours. I have never made it that far. How far have you gone? Coffee Cake says, it's hard to fast when you got meds to take, LOL. Mostly, though, the meds make me fast. That's interesting. And Jessica says, I don't really get a choice in the matter. I eat it or not. The squirrel says, Adam, I naturally do a 24-hour fast every 4th day. That's interesting. I've never thought of timing it out, but I do have a eating habits of stopping eating for a day or two and then eating again. And it just seems to come natural, and I question it, but I think I should just allow it. Let my body do what it's doing. Adam says, cool sniper. And I made it over a little over 48 hours. Squirrel says every 4th means a balanced rotation. Interesting. Does anybody want to come over and go move a kayak for me out in the dark with skunks and deer and bulls snorting? It's right in the way. Hopefully she'll see it. Hopefully she'll see it. Adam says, I've had meds that would make me super dizzy if I didn't eat something right. It'd be I think that's exactly what, well, that's what I thought of when she said something about having to take meds. It's hard to fast. Thankfully, I'm not on anything except for Claritin right now. Lee, good morning, my friend. How are you? Jessica says, I try to eat something solid every day, but I am lucky to actually eat a couple of times a week. Lee says, hi, squirrel. And Adam says, good morning, Lee. And Lee says, hi, Jessica. I don't usually read all the highs. I don't know why. I was just trying to think for a minute. Give myself a beat. Lee says, I'm okay. Oh, hang on. I gotta move this a little bit. I'm okay, disappointed as the bus didn't show up, so my journey has to be the long way around. That's interesting. How do they not just show up? How do they just not show up? I guess if they break down, there's no choice. Carl, can you run a bus route with your Coke truck? I'm so sorry, Lee and Jessica. I love you. I don't even know what else to say for you. It's just that I love you so much, and I'm glad you're here. And obviously, you're here for a reason. Lee says, it's England. Ask anyone how poor the transport system is. And Jessica says, I love you too, Kat. Adam says, that sounds like a lot of walking. Lee says that they don't show their little buses on time scale, get later ones. The only way to be go over to the city, then travel 3 hours each way on buses. Ugh. Lee says I'd have to walk 1 hour to catch a bus to the city, as where I live, I'd miss 2 buses. Adam says, I don't think it's worth a Google. Hazel Gerson and the Gersons. Oh, you think it is worth a Google. Hazel Gerson and the Gerson Clinic. What is it in reference? Oh, it's a diet-based cancer center and other ailments. Jessica says, I don't feel good. I'm sorry, my friend. Is there anything you can do to make yourself feel better, Jessica? Lee says, hope you feel better ASAP, Jessica. I am well, Lee. Thank you. Yeah, Jessica says, thank you, Lee. Get yourself in trouble, Cat. Jessica says, no, I took my meds. Just like Adam was talking about. Does it pass? Is it just a short amount of time where you're very uncomfortable? and then it passes. Percolated Fish says, I'm pretty fond of you too, Jessica. I wish you the best. And Jessica says, thank you, Adam. Jessica says, I'm hoping so. This has been going on all night. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, my tummy's... Jessica, my tummy's turning just thinking about it. Reva Hawkins. What a nice name. Hello, Reva. Reva says, hello. First time ever watching a live on YouTube. What a sweet pup. Thanks. Have you seen... Is this the first one you stopped on, Reva? Have you been out there and looked around a little bit? It's quite a wide variety. And welcome. Thanks for stopping in and saying something. Random. Welcome back, Random. Reva says, ah, thanks. Your voice is soothing. Thank you. Jessica's asking Random if he's returning to Earth. Random says yes, in 2 years. Reva says, no, this is literally the first live I've ever watched. There's a lot out there. There's some crazy stuff, fun stuff, entertaining stuff, horrifying stuff. Nino says, Reva, one magic sound can immediately change him from sleeping. Oh, no, can change the dog, Jack, from sleeping. Care to see? Just ask Cat to make the magic sound. I am not going to torture my dog. $100 to my Venmo, and I will torture my dog. Random says, I'm so tired, but I don't want to sleep. Reva, if I make the sound like to call a cat or to get a cat's attention, Jack freaks out. It takes a lot to calm him down. He'll go looking for the cat. He wants to see where the cat is. Adam says, Reba, this is literally the second live I ever went to. Really? Wow, Adam, I didn't know that. Nino says, hi, Magnetic. Can I call you Magneto? Random says, who's looking for a boyfriend? You're so funny. He says, I'm free. Yes, that is the sound that I will not be making this morning. And Jessica says she's tired too, but she can't sleep. And Yogi's was the first live. How interesting. I should put Yogi's live stream. Reva, I don't know if you're interested in yoga or breathing techniques or just fun conversation or a really neat person to be around, but I'm going to put Yogi's link up. And after I do my live streams, I go over to Yogi's every morning. So I'll just give you another good one to hang out at if you ever are interested in. If I get my laptop to power up. Oh, the creaky floors. Bye, Random. Thanks for coming in. Nino says, Cat, can you demonstrate for the last time, please? I won't ask again, I promise. Nope, I've already laid down the law. It is funny. I mean, I do laugh, but I feel bad too. Riva's asking, where is everyone viewing from? I'm from Georgia. Hi, it's Mahira. I can't help myself. I just can't. Lee says, first time I got a big reaction. Second time was too much. Oh, with Jack, yes. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, Reva. We're in Northeast Tennessee. What about you, Reva? There we go. It's me, Mahira. It's going really well. How are you, my friend? Reva says, sweet boy is sleeping so good. He is. And I'm allowing him to sleep because my daughter's on her way home. So she hasn't been here in a few months, and Jack will be overexcited. Jessica says, if I don't make it to Eric's, it's because I fell asleep in here. Whatever you have to do, my friend. Nina calls him Gentleman Jack. Reva says, thank you. I'll check it out for sure. So where were you from, Reva? Jessica says, my medicine's working. Good. Jessica is, I don't know if it was the painkillers that does it to you, but if I have to take painkillers, I go through about 15 minutes of being pure sick to my stomach, and then I'm fine. Then I feel better. I don't know if that's what your the medicine is. It was almost not even worth the sickness, though. It was, ugh. Adam says to Jessica, I have to ask, on the sleepless nights, do you ever just lie down in meditation? She says yes. Lisa's cat, I found a few websites for moving houses, so I registered on them. I'll still log in regularly, but it seems I need to save up $1,000 to do it with costs. Okay, that's right. You did say you were in Georgia. You know, I'm so forgetful. Thank you, Reva. I'm sorry. Augusta, Georgia. I've been there before. Percolated Fish says, if Random were here, I would ask him if he ever meditated stoned. I'm glad Random went back to sleep, or went to sleep. And Adam says, cool, Jessica, sometimes I call that sleep. Reva says, home of the Masters. Do you like golf? Lee says, then a new start, new world. It's where I need to focus. Reva says, no, LOL. That's funny. I do that too. I'm in Bristol where the racetrack is the big thing here. It's Bristol, baby. And I'm not really into racing anymore, but that's what people know it for. Adam says, are you having a house move, Lee? Oh, I think he's just looking to move his body and his few belongings. Is that how they call it in England if you're moving house? Lisa's trying Adam. It's been on the cards a very long time. Now it's time I put it into action to end what it is like here. Lee from Magnetic North Adventures is not happy where he's at. He's ready to move on. Reva says, my daughter has been there for a race. Nice. Does she have a particular driver she liked? Lisa's cat. You know the reasons why I'm moving. Moving house in UK called starting afresh. Yes. Moving house in UK. It's just the whole moving house, because you're not moving a house. That's all. I'm just stuck on that. You English. Revis is not really. Her dad is really into NASCAR, so she went just for the experience. Did she like it? Was she like, nah, I'm good? I don't really like, the Coliseum is really neat to watch a race in there. It's so tiny compared to the bigger tracks. It is a cool experience. But if you don't have a driver to root on, I don't know that you'd really, I don't know. Have a good time watching cars go around in this little circle. Lee says it doesn't, Cat, it doesn't need a metaphor. It is just the way it is. You are correct, Lee. It is the way it is. Sometimes I have to leave stuff alone and be like, okay, it just is the way it is. Because my brain would explode if I try to figure things out. Adam says, Lee, that is so cool. I kind of want to move my tent to Costa Rica. You've said that before. I believe you'll be the person we know who does it. And Adam says, I think Bristol is the shortest NASCAR track with lots of wrecks. It is. Are you talking to me personally, Lee? Or just people in general? He says, yes, you do try to change a lot of things that just don't need changing. I don't know if I should take that personally. But you're right. Riva says, this is so random, but your pillow, your pillowcase just brought back memories of my childhood. My mom had my room as a teen with that set. Wondering if yours is the original from back in the 90s. Oh, the flower, it is from the 90s. I think it was from a bed in the bag set. And it was my favorite. I don't know where the comforter went. I don't know where the, do I know where the sheets are? I do know where the sheets are. I still use the top sheet. But it was absolutely my favorite, and I can't find anything like it anymore. Reva says, as far as the race, she liked it, but hasn't been to one since. So, LOL. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, just from my experience, I didn't really get into racing until I had a driver. And the only reason I had a driver was because he was a redhead. And I'm pro redhead, if you haven't noticed. I don't know if my dog shows up really red, but he's a redhead. Lee says, in general, but it's not something I want to remind people. It's good to keep a rain check on what we say. Reva says, wow, that is crazy. Memory unlocked. Sweet. I have a lot of Nana energy going on around here. My Nana's been hanging out. Look, Jack moved. He's not stuffed. Reva said, I had a white wrought iron day bed. The good old days. Yep. Lee says, the real Jack was here yesterday. Burst of energy and a go. He was full of himself yesterday. So funny. Adam from Percolated Fish says, I'd be looking for a leprechaun if I was in the UK, or maybe move to Scotland. Reva says, I want to see Jack awake, haha. I could hold off just a little bit. But if you ever wanted to check out my channel, I have lots of videos. Most of my videos are Jack. Not all, but I have a lot of videos of Jack. Lee says, where I'm wanting to be is close to Scotland, in mountain area near the coast. That's the best of both worlds, mountains and the coast. That's a dream for me. Kind of like Mount Shasta, but it gets way too cold there for me. Lee says, yes, it's a nice area and the temperature suits me. And it's going to be lovely. Adam says, oh, that sounds nice, Lee. It does. Jackie Boo. Jackie. Jack. Jack. Don't go, Jack. Jack. I need to brush up on my Titanic calling Jack skills. Just the last scene. Or not the last scene. Just the sea scene. Come back, Jack. Hold on. Lee says, I can dream till things happen. These changes I feel are in the air, so I must get sorted with the move. Nice. Reva says, anyone else here live where there is a heat wave currently? With the heat index and temperature of 100, it felt like 114 out yesterday. I don't know who's not going through that right now. I know even, I know Carl. Is it Carl? Anyway, I know nothing. I'll just be quiet because I know nothing. Is anybody else going through a heat wave also? I'm just going through typical summer at the moment. You've done it without air conditioning, Adam? Do you sit in front of a fan? Do you have water? Do you stick your feet? You know, in times, kiddie pools, man. I would be just perfectly happy with sticking my feet in a kiddie pool when I lived in Florida. Reva says, hey, sweetheart, Jack, he did move, didn't he? Adam says, I'm preparing myself to be a beach bum in Costa Rica. Costa Rica, is that below California? Or am I thinking of something else? I'm ashamed. My geography is pretty bad. Reva says, Cat, is it still in the upper 90s in Tennessee? Yes. You know, generally 86 is what I see every day when I'm driving around. But the heat index and the humidity definitely make it 90s. And I think we're supposed to hit some high temperatures coming up. I don't know. I try not to pay attention because it changes so fast. Lee says, Adam, Costa Rica is a place you have to be careful when you pick. I have a friend from there. It's not an easy life. It's a USA place in the Caribbean. Okay. I'm trying to think of the name of the place that I know somebody who moved to. Anna, good morning. Anna's saying good morning. Caden Fire Gamer, hello. Pookie, hi Pookie. Adam says, a friend of mine told me I should move to California. Can't afford it. Well, maybe you can. I just know things are expensive. Cadence says, it's a cool 4:39 a.m. in the morning. Wow, I've made it to 4:39 and didn't even notice the time. How exciting. Thanks for the reminder. Oh, Lisa's cat, he said Colombia. I should move to Colombia. That's really interesting, isn't it? And I have glasses on too. I guess my mind's on California this morning. I don't know why. I don't know why. Cadence says I'm going fishing in about an hour and a half. Exciting. What are you fishing for? Anna, I'm well. How are you, my friend? Lee says, no, California is expensive and prefer a quieter life. There are places in California, Mount Shasta, that area, very spiritual area, very interesting. I'd like to go back there in the summer. I was there in the winter. I'd like to go in the summer when there's not any people. Can we make that happen? Anna says she is well. I'm glad to hear that. I did not know that, Adam. You live next to a lake. I am so jealous. Caden says the main species will be bluegill, catfish, and bass. Nice. Do you catch and release? Do you catch to eat? Do you just catch for sport? Riva, I work for Pepsi, so my shift starts early in the morning, and it takes me a long time not to get ready particularly, but it takes me a long time to wake up. So I get up a few hours extra early. Caden says I do both. Caden said I will try to get minnows and pull a crappie out of there, but I will. So are you able to swim in your lake, Adam? Yeah, I think I'd be outside in the water all the time with no air conditioning. I have air conditioning now and I'm still outside. If I had a choice, I'd be outside right now. I'm turning into Lee. Speaking of Lee, Lee says, I'm off now. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon. I love you, Lee. Have a good day, my friend. Caden says, I do both types of fishing, but typically I keep. A+I Family TV says, hi, dog. Well, hello. He says, hi, everyone. And Reva says, oh, okay, I get that. Anna says, thank you, Lee. Have a great day, too. Adam says, Belize might be nice. I'm not picky. South America is a great poor man's retirement. I like that thinking, Adam. If I'm going to retire poor, I want to be on a tropical island or somewhere, yeah, that's very basic and beautiful and warm and sunshine and water and beaches. Lee says, outside life is good energy for your mind. Caden says, be right back. And Lee says, see you soon. I'll stay blessed. You too, my friend. Lee says, retire to Adam. Retire to the UK. There's no snakes or spiders that can harm. But it may be underwater one day, so don't go to the UK. Yep, Adam says, I don't think I could afford the Queen's tax. It's kind of, I don't know. I've never been, but I think dreary when I think of the UK. Ah, Lee caught you. He said kings now. Lee says no. It was underwater millions of years ago. It'll never happen in the next 2,000 years. Who knows? Who knows, though? We don't know. I just wouldn't make any long-term plans. That's why I don't go back to Florida. I don't want to move again. And Adam said, oh yeah, oops, in reference to the king. Lee says, many that been like it here. Adam says, it's been too long since I could afford expensive tobacco, Lee. What do you smoke, Adam? I think I saw, what are the prices of cigarettes now? Like $8 a pack? That's outrageous. Outrageous. I think I quit when it was around $2. I don't even know. I never bought them by the pack anyways. Lee says, no, it's not going to happen in our lifetime. Everywhere has coastal erosion. Expensive is depending on who you know. Oh my gosh. Lisa's cat here is $18 a pack. Wow. Wow. Amazing. I mean, it's sad because you think raising the prices and all the taxes, it does make people quit, but not enough. And it's, oh, well, never mind. We'll get our mind off of it. Ah, Adam says, oh yes, cat, and I would even eat fish from this part of the lake. It sounds like you're in a little bit of heaven right now, Adam. I don't remember what state you live in. Oh, are you in Tennessee? You're in Tennessee. You are in heaven. What? Wait a minute. Lee says that for 20, but don't smoke. Don't smoke is the key words. It's a trick. It's an all big trick. It's a trap. Don't do it. And Lee says, yes, he's an hour. I don't know why, because I forget everything. I'm so squirrely, so shiny. Things are shiny, and I forget so much. Yes, Lee says, anyway, I'm off. See you soon. Yes, I'll see you, Lee. Anna, remind me when you get to go home. Adam from Percolated Fish says, random fact, C.S. Lewis and Tolkien both smoked 3 Nuns tobacco. It tastes horribly like I imagine cow dung would taste. I love a good Dunhill or a Nat Sherman. And Nino says, Anna Banana. Hey Nino, what did you eat? Have you eaten today? I'm going to turn this around on you. You had T-bone, ooh, and potatoes. And it was yummy. Good for you. My tummy's talking. I'm just talking about food. Oh, and you corrected yourself. That's okay. I didn't even read the mistake. I didn't read it as a mistake. Obviously, I changed words. I changed Colombia to California. Nina says, Kat, are you going to fire up that grill soon? What would I put on my grill? I bought salad. I bought onions. I bought lettuce and onions, tuna fish, and flour. What am I going to put on? I could make hoe cakes in a pan on the grill. Basleo, hi. I'm good, Basleo. How are you, my friend? I'm so happy to see you. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about making shish kebabs with lettuce and onion. I could do onion. The lettuce wouldn't fare well. I do love vegetable shish kebabs though. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I don't. I could do that. I just don't want to. Oh my gosh, my stomach's talking again. That's really gross. Basleo says, hey Kat, hey everyone. Where do you find yourself, Basleo? Ayana, what sauce do you like for your salad? Well, in this, usually blue cheese. But in this case, I'm going to make not a tuna fish sandwich with the lettuce, but a tuna fish salad. Like I'll just make tuna fish and then make a big plate of lettuce and put the tuna fish on top of it and eat it together. Basleo said, I never tried veggie kebabs. They're good. Nino likes Thousand Island or French for the sugar. And Adam says, I like crumbled blue cheese with an oil and red vinegar dressing. Oh, he's got a very sophisticated taste. Anna says, good morning, Basleo. A+I family, sending hearts. Thank you for that. Basleo says, hey Anna, hope you're feeling great. A+I family says, hi host, hello friends. Thanks for stopping by. Nino says, ever had a salad with no dressing, just a drizzle of olive oil? It sounds good, but no, because I was a smoker. And so my taste buds have not completely ever recovered. So it's not enough flavor for me. It sounds very pure. Anna says, I like to make a sauce with olive oil and lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. And it does sound pretty good. Adam says it sounds pretty good, Anna. Adam says, I bet it would go well with feta cheese. Yeah, I love feta cheese. And Basleo says, oh, and Kat, I am in Vancouver. Now I feel like you're so close. You're so close, Basleo. I can just wave to you. I'm waving to you, Basleo. Hello, my friend. And Anna says, yes, I am. Thank you, Basleo. I hope you're feeling great, too. Well, he's with the Canadians. They're also friendly. And Anna says, yes, it is, Adam. And Besleel's waving back and says, I see you, Cat. I love you so much, Besleel. I'm glad you stopped in. Adam from Percolated Fish says, Besleel, what a beautiful place you live. One of my best friends is dying to move to Canada because she hates the heat. Besleel is just on a stopover or whatever you layover. I don't know. I don't know how long you're there for, Besleel. Besleel's a pilot, so he is all over the place. Anna says, salads are my favorite meals, Kat. You know, Anna, I'm just in the beginnings of starting to eat healthy again. I've done it before, and I know it takes a little bit of time to switch your cravings from sugar to healthy. I'm in the willingness phase. Besleel says to Adam, I was typing a response, but Kat said it well. Thank you. I'm sorry. Sometimes I let people answer, and sometimes, you know, can't help myself. And Besleel agrees. Yes, what a beautiful place. Anna says, I understand so well, Kat. Thank you, Anna. I just think of you as so perfect. You're so on your exercise routine and eating healthy, and you're just like the perfect person in my eyes. I mean, you're perfect in the ways that you can't see with your eyeballs, but you're also perfect in what you present to the eyeballs through chat. Wow. Where's Random when you need him? Besleel, I'm so sorry that I have to leave you. I love you and I'm leaving you. All right, guys, I have pinned a link to my next destination, which is to go hang out with Yogi, do a little breath work, get my day started in the right direction. But you guys have already done that for me, so thank you so much. And with that, I will say to you all, wherever you are in this great big world of ours, whatever time zone you find yourself in, I love you. I love you. I love you. Bye, guys.